Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We're here for another movie chat, Q&A, discussion, just anything to talk about with movies, film, digitals, television. I'm pausing because I'm working on not saying so much,
You know,
and or
yeah.
So here we are. So I'm here with two people. Of course, you can see I'm here with Tom Hunyadi, and you know him mostly, I guess, for
you
the
know.
shows Talk More Talk. Let's Talk More Talk, a solo Beatles video cast, and also Two Legs, the Paul McCartney podcast. And also, I got to get the name right again. After I say his name, I got to get the show right again.
Yeah.
I'm here with Tim Allen, the Snap, Crackle, and Pop Vinyl Hour show.
Yay, you got it.
I got it right. Hello, Tim. So,
Hello.
I haven't done this in a while. I wanted to do a movie show, so we're here to do just this, that. You know,
You know.
uh, and so forth. So your questions will be part of this, but to start with, I thought that we just, if any of us have seen any movies lately, bought any new movies, anything like that, we could talk about them. So what do you think, Tom? How about you? I know you
Oh,
must have seen movies,
oh my God. Listen, you got a stack right here.
of course.
Man on Fire, Tony Scott, Ridley Scott's brother, right there. Denzel Washington. Watched this the other night. Fantastic film. Well, big Christopher Walken kick right now. So I'm watching anything I can with Chris Walken. Clockers, Spike Lee. This was supposed to be a Martin Scorsese vehicle with De Niro, but they backed out, and then Spike Lee and jumped on board. Scorsese still, um, produced. Now, Tim, you might remember this one, but back in the early '80s, there was this really bad, funny B comedy called "They Call Me Bruce," and if you remember it, good. But if you don't, it's funny. But talking about
No,
Chris,
I
yeah,
don't.
Christopher Walken again is in Batman Returns. One of my favorites, My Bodyguard. Yeah, and then the movie that I think that's going to win Best Actress this year is Tar for Kate Blanchett. And
Boy, wait till
yeah,
you see the movies I'm going to show you.
yeah. So and then Marianne Faithfull and Alan DeLon, Girl on a Motorcycle. Good stuff. There you go. That's what I've been up to lately.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
for me, there are only like four titles here. I think I've been on a kick lately, on a disaster movie kick, watching the
Yeah.
disaster films of the '70s. However, I was just watching the ones with my buddy Charlton Heston, and I have what I call a Hest Fest. So there you go. Actually, I didn't originate that. They used to have a thing on TV, and they'd even have Charlton Heston doing bumpers in. We can now continue with TNT's Hest Fest, which I think is great. But anyway, I'm going to show you. I bought these new because I have this already on DVD, but I wanted an upgrade to Blu-ray, so to speak. So it's a movie called 2 Minute Warning. It's about a sniper at a Super Bowl. What a novel concept. And it's an enjoyable movie. It's got Heston in there, of course, John Cass. I never had to say it, Cassavetes or Cassavetes. Cassavetes? Uh,
Cassavetes. Yeah.
and
Cassavetes.
a whole cast, so much of a cast in here, I can't even. Martin Balsam, Bo Bridges, David Jansen, Jack Klugman, Walter Pidgeon, Jenna Rollins, and so on and so on. And this was an upgrade. I'll talk about these more at length at some point on my channel. Also, another Hest upgrade was this film here, Gray Lady Down. It's about a submarine that sinks and has to be rescued, a la Poseidon Adventure.
Mm.
Poseidon Adventure is my personal favorite of these '70s disaster films, by the way. Although Gene Hackman does a fantastic job as the lead in there. I wish it was Heston because I'm a fan, but Hackman is irreplaceable. He was so good in
Right.
there. But anyway, Yeah, so this was an upgrade. There's a yes, David Carradine is in this.
Mm-hmm.
Stacy Keach, Ned Beatty, Ronnie Cox. All right, and now here's an interesting thing that happened. Also, I upgraded, just bought Earthquake on
Ah.
Blu-ray, and I hear that there's a special edition of this, which I didn't bother getting. But here's the thing: the other two movies I just mentioned, when I played them, they sounded fine. Now I'm only watching on a TV, flat screen TV audio. And I have this thing where I don't like the way they mix movies a lot. 5.1, where sometimes we all know this happens. You wind up hearing really loud music, thunderous explosions, but when they do dialogue, you can't hear it. And because I have to do a control of my volume level, because I have neighbors upstairs that can hear a pin drop, probably hear me right now talking in here. I I was annoyed. The sound on this new Earthquake, I didn't really like it because of that problem. The dialogue was too low. My girlfriend and I put the subtitles on to have to read along with it. So I said, let me check the old DVD, and I watched the DVD instead of this. And it seemed to me that the sound was a lot more workable on the old DVD.
Mm.
So we wound up doing that. And yeah. Okay, so lastly, and Earthquake, forget it. Who's not in there? Ava Gardner, Lauren Green, Victoria Principal, Richard Roundtree, and it goes on. And finally, here's another thing I'm thinking of upgrading, and maybe, I don't know if Tom knows about this one,
Mm.
because there's a Blu-ray of this I was going to upgrade to because I don't have this on Blu-ray. It's the very old airport.
Ah.
Oh, you only liked the first movie, really, you said, right?
Well, to be honest with you, I've only ever seen the first one.
Oh, the Terminal Pack. Now, of course, I like the Heston, and he's in Airport 1975. But I also like Airport 77. I think that's the one with Jack Lemmon
Mm-hmm.
in there. But and Karen Black is in Airport 75, and Linda Blair, and there's a whole bunch of people in that as well. But anyway, I watched the DVD of it, and these things look fine. They really do. They look fine. But I gotta say, not as nice as the Blu-ray. Obviously, there's something missing.
Well, yeah, there is a Blu-ray of the all the films for
Right.
$25.99 right now on Amazon.
Well, I looked at that, and here's where I'm confused. Underneath there, it says, I don't know if you still have it. It says it's a French writing, and
Mm-hmm.
they say it's a French collection.
Okay.
You're in a French connection. This is a
French
French
collection.
collection. The French collection.
Yeah,
So,
you're looking at the wrong thing then, because the one I'm looking at right now doesn't say that. So I'll send you what I'm seeing right
all
now.
right, because I mean, I
Yeah.
looked at everything I could find on Amazon. All I found
Yeah.
was one collection in one Blu-ray. It's weird.
Yeah. Hmm.
And said it was a French release, but I looked at the comments. Nobody said anything about it. This. I don't know if it's all region,
Hmm.
but the one I saw, I don't know. But yeah, that's what I've been doing lately. I've been watching these disaster movies. I still have one more to go. It's probably the earliest one of these, and it's called Skyjacked, another airplane one with
Mm.
Chuck Heston. Oh, Tim disappeared. Tim has been having problems, folks, with his internet, and I'm sorry about that. We were hoping it would last. He's on a delay too. So I wanted to comment, if he's still here, something that Mike said. Just simply, have any of you seen Babylon?
Not yet.
I have not. But I've told you this all the time, Mike. You're welcome here anytime. I'd love to have you
Yeah.
on here. If you could find the kind of show that you like, that we're going to do. Mike said he typed a thing, a comment thing. I'm trying, folks. It's been a long day too, you know. But he said he wanted another the title for his movie channel, and he liked. I had a title Mayo's Marquee once, which I should have
Hmm.
kept, and I'm going to have a new title coming up soon. It's not going to be this. Right now, you're watching it as Metro Goldwyn Mayo. It's going to be another one. I'm going to unveil that title in 2 days. But in the meantime, Mike was saying, can I? If you're not using it, do you mind if I use Mike's Marquee? And I said, go ahead. That sounds good to me. I just hope one day I don't think I want to go back to Mayo's Marquee. But the Marquee's a free word, so. Hey, he's back. Tim, how you doing?
Sorry, guys. I have no idea what happened. It just kicked me out.
It
Hmm.
seems better already.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go in and out, you might be better. We'll find out.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know.
hello to everybody in here. Haven't been able to get everybody individually to say hello. Let's see.
Yeah. Hello, everyone.
I have not. I don't have HBO Max, and and I haven't played the game either. So I'm not a gamer. But I've heard really, 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 really good things about the Last of Us, and maybe one day I will check it out. But as for now, no, I have not seen any of it. Comfort of Strangers, yes, Criterion Collection released that one, and that's a pretty good film as well.
Okay. Sorry, it took a little bit to find. Okay, I knew somebody would ask this.
Yeah. Well, my laptop, I started getting the page set up, and then my laptop took a crap on me. As a matter of fact, I'm using my wife's now. But I will be getting a new one soon, and once I get a new laptop, then I'll get back to work on my movie channel, which I really have no time for. But I'm still gonna find a way to do something. Yeah. Macbeth is great. Chinatown, you can't go wrong with Chinatown. But I also like a more recent one called Carnage. But I've seen Chinatown the most. Oh, Knife and Water is great too. Maybe Knife and Water.
Hey, Doc. I've never seen Roller Boogie, but if Linda Blair's in it, I might give it a watch. So you never know. Yeah, Richard, Matt. See, that's what I'm doing. It's a personal thing as to how people like their name or not. And
Mhm.
Mayo's matinee is kind of like what kind of thing I like. I like it with an M in there. Him, I mean, Mr. Mayo here on my other channel, and Mayo's matinee. So, well, everybody's saying Tom this, Tom that. I'll just hand it over to
Yeah.
you,
Hey,
Tom.
listen, I
Yeah.
just watched one last night that I should have brought in with me called The Naked Alibi with Gloria Graham and Sterling Hayden.
Ooh.
Fantastic, fantastic film. But maybe Touch of Evil. There's The Killing was Sterling Hayden
Oh,
too.
now,
So many great. Tim, go ahead. What do you think?
yeah. No, now you're talking my language. That's what I've
Yeah,
been watching is film noirs. I've watched
right.
over 50 films already this year.
No shits.
50 already.
Damn. I think I've only
This
got like 20 in myself.
this year I've watched over 50 films,
Damn,
Ah,
mostly film noirs.
I've only got
yeah,
17 in.
I'm
Damn.
a little lacking. Like,
Yeah.
so, but I watch like everything else, like music and the movies. As far as Linda Blair B movies, I mean, I haven't seen a lot of them. Well, no, actually, I have one that I like. I like my favorite one I could think of is one called. It was originally on TV called "Stranger in Our House," but now it's known as "Summer of Fear,"
Mm.
and it's a Wes Craven movie, and I like that the best. Of course, Born Innocent, the TV movie that's notorious for its rape scene, broomstick
Mm.
race. It was on TV, and it was very
Oh, yeah.
for its time. It was very
I did
racy.
watch. Yeah, I think I did watch that. It was on Tubi TV, I think. And I watched it up to that point. And it was okay. I didn't think it was as shocking as things. But back then, at real time, I'm sure it was very shocking.
Yeah.
But you see, Mr. Blood Vessel. The thing is, yeah, I didn't show that to everybody. Actually, I didn't make that. I know who did, but I don't know how you got to see it. They must have show. Oh, I know. Probably Jim showed you. This guy
Mm.
Jim made it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I didn't make it. I wish I could knew how to do that. I don't know how to do circles yet, circle images yet. But and that's one of the reasons why I'm not using this name. After I got 2 more days, I'm not using it anymore. It's just too. It's well, figure it out.
Mhm.
And the same thing with the logo, you know? And there's Tim's question here.
There you go.
Our much watch,
All right.
You,
Yeah.
a
I think
must
you mean
watch,
must.
maybe.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
what are 5 films that everybody? Oh God, I'm a classic film person, so I mean, I think everybody needs to see Casablanca. Everybody needs to see Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
What else? Everybody needs to see A Touch of Evil. I think everybody needs
Yes.
to see A Hard Day's Night, to be honest.
Mhm.
And one more. The Killer, John Woo.
Ooh.
Those are
Ooh.
5 films I think everybody
Yeah.
needs to
You
see.
mentioned a hard day's night, and here and last night I was at this special film place that we have closer enough to me, and I went to see the Carole King documentary, a new documentary. I think it's brand new about the live concert in Central Park,
Mm.
1973. And I asked the guy who picks the movies, what do you got coming up? And he basically said they're going to show A Hard Day's Night there.
Mm.
And I thought he meant next year because of the anniversary. He said, no, this year.
Mhm.
So
Mm.
Oh,
maybe there might be A Hard Day's Night on the screen in my future.
Cool.
well, I think I saw that in the theater once, a long time ago.
Oh, I did. I saw it a few times in the theater.
Jackie Brown should be one of the top 3 films from Quentin Tarantino that always hear about. I always talk very highly of Jackie Brown, and because of Pulp Fiction, unfortunately, it doesn't get the recognition I think it deserves.
I I
Yeah,
I
he's
like
never
Jackie
made a bad
Brown.
film. It's great.
I like Jackie Brown. I just nowhere near my favorites as far as Tarantino's stuff is concerned.
And it's not
But
just because of De Niro.
I was
I
going to
would
mention
still love.
that.
I would still love the movie if De
No, no,
Niro wasn't in
Jackie
it.
Brown is
Yeah.
Yeah.
everybody's good in it.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm a huge Pam Grier fan, so
Oh
I
yeah.
had I saw it the day it came out. It opened
Hmm.
on Christmas Day, whatever year it came out, and I was there
Yep.
that day.
Yep.
See, me and my wife went and saw Jackie Brown the day it opened.
I would
I am a movie fan just like everybody else here. I do not consider
no, no,
myself
no.
an
I would
expert.
say well, I don't know about Tim enough with the movies, but I would call Tom pretty much the expert. But the thing is,
Oh,
I could give movies that he never heard of.
exactly, exactly.
But I'm more of
But
a like, you
Yeah.
know,
Same with Tim. Tim could
anybody
probably.
could.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I studied film in college.
Right.
That was my major.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I know a bit about film, but
Right.
I mean, everybody knows certain genres and other genres they're not so good in,
Good point. Good point.
the way it is. 12 Angry Men's good. It's not. It's good for what it is, but I mean, it's not up everybody's alley because not that much happens. It's a
It's up
talking
mine.
film.
It's up mine.
Oh
it's
no, I'm
up
not
my. I
saying
gotta
it's a
say,
bad film, but
no,
it's a
not
talking
everybody will
film,
like
and
it.
Yeah.
especially younger people these days
Right.
don't really do talking films.
Well, that's where I have a disagreement. First of all, I think it's a great film. The
Yeah.
second thing I feel is that I often say if you're a younger person and you don't like black and white films, I always think that's a good one to recommend because I think they'll be riveted. And although, like you say, they're just in one room and it's in black and white,
Yeah,
and I think
yeah,
they would get into it.
Jay
To
Lee
tell you,
Cobb. Jay Lee Cobb is one of the most intense actors. He's up there, right up there with George C. Scott, Ed Harris, and his performance in that film
I think
is
it's
mind
Lee J.
blowing.
Cobb.
Thank you, thank you. Yes,
Hey, we do
see
that to each
again,
other all the time.
yeah, and see that's the thing is, I mean, if I considered myself an expert, I'd be pissed off at myself right now
Well,
for getting that right. So, but I'm
no,
not.
but you always wonder when that happens. Oh, should I
Yeah.
say anything? But
No,
hey,
I want you to. I want you to.
Tom does it to me as well. That's
Yeah.
one of our little jokes that we do. Be sure
Yeah.
to do it. That's why I
Mhm.
was saying Cassavetes or
Yeah.
Cassavetes, So before,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, as much as I love 12 Angry Men as a film and the way it's acted and everything else, I've seen it a lot of times. I don't know how to word it. I just feel like it's like from one guy's perspective, a certain perspective. Like perspective is a kind word. Somebody's got, that's somebody's agenda kind of thing. But I still like it though.
Mm.
So
You know,
uh, We're talking about overuse of agenda. Jeez, I was doing good today all day. I really was, and now we're doing this at night, and I'm like sleepy. Now we're talking about how many times you say
uh,
which I do a lot, and you know,
uh, you know, um, Henry at the bottom there. To be honest with you, I really have no interest in seeing the remake of 12 Angry Men. If I did see it, it would be because of George C. Scott and Jack Lemmon, because George C. Scott is in that one, right? I believe he is in that one.
I could see him
Yeah,
play. I could
yeah,
see him playing the Lee J. Cobb role.
yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
can picture exactly. Lemon
Yeah,
is doing the Henry Fonda
I
thing.
could
right,
see
Yeah, I mean,
that.
I can definitely see that.
right. It's a great cast. Don't get me wrong. Hold Me Closer. Tony Danza, I think, is in that one as well.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Listen, we can talk about that. Let's not get crazy, okay? Let's not get crazy because, of course, I think that you should be 100% perfect beyond a reasonable doubt. The bottom line is, like they say there, this guy sets up all kinds of stuff. The guy, we could talk. We should do a whole show on this movie. The Henry Fonda
right.
character has his mind made. He does not want this. He wants this kid off, and I'll tell you why. Because there's even parts in there where they say earlier on,
Hmm.
"Let's have a hung jury." Then we can't decide. So, but he doesn't want the hung. They're gonna keep fighting for this until the guy's let go. You know, it's like that's what I think. It's like what you just settle for a hung jury, but he does he doesn't settle for hung jury, and he break. I have a whole dissertation I did on this once. He breaks the law in buying a knife just to make a point. He does other.
Right.
What else does he do? There's other things too, and it's true.
Well,
Like what? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go
well,
ahead.
no, I'm
You
saying. I
go.
mean, he goes out of his way to remember certain things, like the old guy that was across the street. He didn't have his glasses on, and he could tell because of the indentations on the
Yeah, but
side of
that's not
his
enough.
nose. But still, I mean, yeah, but still, he's going out of his way, like you said, with the buying of the knife to make sure that you know
Well,
everybody votes in his favor.
they did prove at the end that at least the Lee J. Cobb character had a hidden agenda.
Oh, absolutely, yeah,
He was completely doing it for that reason.
right,
But before, like, I'm trying to remember, there's the guy in there is a Jack Warden. Through the whole thing, he's saying he wants to go to a ball game. He's got a ball game to go to. Come on,
right,
let's go. So he changes his vote from guilty to not guilty. Primarily, changing his vote, I think, just because he said, "Oh, all right, sure, not guilty." And one guy even says to him, "Oh, come on, you just want to go to the
yeah.
you have to." But whatever, he accepts it though. Fonda accepts that. He doesn't just say, "No, no, I can't accept that because you're just doing it." You got to really think this. Maybe you think he's not guilty. You got to really think. He just takes it because it wins another point for his
No,
side.
I think he accepts it because of the fact of that he's expressing the J. Lee Cobb characters. He's expressing that that his emotional feelings towards him and his son, and that's probably why he's voting the way he is. Not necessarily just because of he's got a baseball ticket burning a hole in his pocket. I think he's also got his own problems with the youth today because he's experiencing that with his son.
No, you're talking about
No,
two different characters.
am I? Who are
I'm
you
talking
talking
about
about?
Jack Warden is the guy
Oh,
that wants to
Warden.
go to the
Yeah.
Okay.
ball game.
Oh, okay. Sorry. All right.
He'll just
Yeah.
vote whichever way
Yeah,
will
that's right. That's
will
right.
get him out. But yet
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
they don't say hung. They accept. He'll take it anyway.
Right.
He'll take it anyway, because even if it's just he's changing it just
Right.
to now get out of
Jack
here because
Warden
it's
had to go coach the Bad News Bears.
Right.
He was
Yeah, but they
busy.
they did they did question him. They did question him though. Why are you changing your vote? The Jack Warden
didn't
character.
he just say
Uh,
he goes something like
yeah.
I don't think he's
Right.
guilty. That's all.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
something like that. Anyway, I could go into forever with that.
I love
I,
that movie.
I do. Like I said, I love the movie. I love the movie, but I just think it's agenda driven, and and they got him all in white, angelic white. He's a he's a do-gooder, and some of the things are really like that film makes me think that you could I really believe you could come with reasonable doubt for almost anything. Although I think it's a greatly made movie with powerful
Mm-hmm.
performances.
Right.
You know, but
I do not. If I'm really interested in seeing, if I know I'm going to go see a movie, I'm not going to read any of the reviews until after I've seen the movie. And then, but I don't really necessarily have one that I go to read when I do read a review.
Well, the thing is, I'll say I don't care. I don't care what the critics have to say, but I may find a critic that I kind of agree with a lot. If we have the same tastes and tend to go the same way, I might be more inclined to listen to him. I can't remember the last time that happened, though. To tell you the
Mm,
truth, with
right.
any critic, I can't name one.
Yeah, they make so few films that I'm interested in these days that I certainly don't know any of the film critics. Because if I don't care about the films, why would I care about the film critics?
Hmm.
I mean, it's just the way it is. They just make blockbusters now, and that doesn't really interest me.
Okay, let's see where we go now. I'm gonna wait for. Okay, here we go.
Oh, love it.
I've
Yeah,
never seen it.
absolutely. Oh man, great, great, great movie. Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf might be Liz Taylor's best performance.
I know it's a classic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw it a long time ago. I have very little memory of it.
Yeah, her and Burton's chemistry is excellent.
Yeah, the IMDb uses a score. Yeah,
Yeah, but
well,
you get
it's bogus.
that's not always right either. I watch a movie and then I'll go and look on and it'll have like five, and I'm like, okay, this is way better than a five.
Yeah,
Right.
and they had like the
It's not
Dark
a
Knight. I remember when
10.
that the Dark Knight came out was the greatest film ever made or something for a long time. People see something, they go, oh, 10, 10, they like it, 10, 10, 10, 10.
Yeah,
They don't like
yeah,
something, 1, 1, 1. It's like, yeah, right.
yeah. I watched the Jackie Chan film last night. It wasn't a great Jackie Chan film, and then it was called Bleeding Steel, and then I went and looked at IMDb and it had a 5.1, and I'm like, it wasn't that bad. Come on, maybe a seven.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
good, it's a decent film. It's a good film. I don't know.
Um, well, I have a definite answer for this. Do you guys have an answer?
I've only seen both once, and that was
Yeah.
over 30 years ago. So I really don't want to make that decision.
I
Um,
make jokes about Jaws 4 all the time, so I'll say Jaws 4.
yeah. Well, I always tell the story of how when Jaws 3 came out, it was in 3D, and I saw it in 3D. I had this crazy job at the time. They gave me a day and a quarter vacation. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. That's all I had for the summer, a day and a quarter. And I spent the day off going to see Jaws 3D, and it sucked. Obviously, and Jaws 4 sucked. But I like 4 better than 3, to tell
Hmm.
you the truth. Uh,
This time it's serious.
uh, or personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah. This
personal.
time,
Yeah.
so I always say, yeah. So they moved 500 miles inland, and
Right.
the shark still followed them.
Well, I said this.
What the heck? Oh yeah. So
I have
no.
to look up my review. I have to look up my review, but I know I defended it in that regard because people. That's one of those things. I gotta see my own review that I have. I have reviews on a database online. I sometimes I access them, but anyway,
Hmm.
I know it's. I think it was supposed to be personal, but it could be viewed in the movie that it's in her mind. She starts to think she's jinxed. She starts to think this is like it's following us everywhere. I don't believe that it's literally following her, or it could be another shark, or she thinks it's the same shark, and it works for me like that because nowhere in the film I don't think does it say that the shark is following her. I don't think. Uh, it killed what? It killed her son.
Yeah.
Killed and her husband. Well, all the stuff they went through in the first film, Brody,
Right.
although he wound up supposedly dying from the fear of it. The fear of it killed him, like he's maybe a heart attack or his nerves or something. But I got to see it again. But I remember the last time I saw it, I said, it can be looked at that the only personal thing is in her troubled mind. But I have to see it again to make 100% claim to that
Hmm.
theory. Uh,
Yeah, Aaron Eckhart was great as Two Face, but it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't as powerful of a performance as Heath Ledger's was. You
yeah,
know.
yeah. You got to understand. I saw that movie, and Heath Ledger was very good in it. But I have to say, I grew up with the silly joke. Grew
Yeah.
up with you know Caesar Romero, and that's taking it too far. Although I think that's how he is in the comics, the original
Yeah.
comics.
Just wouldn't
But
shave that damn mustache
no,
off.
no, I don't think I ever saw it when I was a kid. I noticed it
Yeah.
as a kid, but now I would,
That's
especially
Yeah.
the
with
best part.
4K.
Yeah. What's
But
that,
but
Tim? All right.
That's the best part. He
Yeah.
don't shave his mustache. That's great.
that's why my favorite Batman film is the Tim Burton one because I think they add the dark in there, but they have a little of the humor too
Hmm.
in there. And I love Nicholson in the part that has a little bit of comical and over the top serious stupidity and silliness, but at the same time there's some kind of creepy stuff in there
Hmm.
as well.
Yeah, Jeff at the bottom here. I mean, he's talking about these great movies that don't even get a 7 on IMDb. I don't even pay attention to that stuff, to be
No, I
honest with
don't either.
you.
I look just
You
to
know?
see because I get a chuckle
Oh,
out of it.
I always
Yeah.
look to see what favorite movies, what movies I like that are favorites, what they
Yeah.
get, and sometimes it's a laugh,
Yeah. I used to care. Now I don't care now. I mean, if I think it's great, then good for me. But
Exactly.
you know,
You
I,
know.
I don't have 3D, have it in 3D. I have the Blu-ray set that has 3 and 4 on it, and I don't think I've watched the Blu-rays yet. I haven't gotten to those yet. Let's see. Okay.
um, again, these I don't watch these three because when I saw them the first time was 3 and 4. I mean, 4 just is terrible. 4 is just probably right up there with Catwoman as one of the worst superhero movies of all time. 3, with Richard Pryor. I mean, it's got some good parts here and there, but it's got nothing on 1 and 2.
I saw Superman 3 in the theater,
Right.
and it sucked big time. I remember thinking this sucks, and the only part I liked in there, and I only saw it the once when it
Hmm.
came out, and I still remember it because it must have left an impression on me that was pretty good. Was the confrontation? What was it? Superman between another Superman?
Yeah, yeah.
Something
Kind of
happened
like a
that
Bizarro Superman.
yeah that kind of
Yeah.
was a good scene. All I remember from it, but the rest of it I didn't like. And 4, I think I saw the Quest for Peace. It is. I think I saw that on cable or something. I don't remember it.
Mm, okay.
I don't watch. I think the first Batman was the last comic book movie I saw. I don't like. I don't. I don't like superheroes. I don't like comic books. So it's why movies are such a disappointment to me these days because that's mostly what they make.
Yeah,
So
it's
yeah,
unfortunate.
Yeah, I went to see. Oh,
it's
I
not my
saw
thing.
Jaws 4 also. I saw Jaws 3 and 4 in the theater. Saw them all. Jaws 2 was at a drive-in, but the other ones all in the theaters. And yes, I remember that. You said roaring like a dinosaur. Not just that. The roar that they use, it was Universal that made it. They also made the monsters. And the roar of the dinosaur is the roar used for Spot, who lives under the stairs. It's the same roar. And yeah, that was something that was absurd
Mm.
in the
Ha-
movie.
Henry, I haven't seen Prisoners yet. I will check it out. I do like Gyllenhaal, so I'll check it out for Gyllenhaal. But haven't never been really a big Hugh Jackman fan. So I'll check out Prisoners.
I think what makes Jaws so great to me is that those 3 characters are all so
Yeah,
strong.
the chemistry between the three. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when I was a kid and I saw Jaws in the theater. I was 13.
Hmm.
Perfect age for it. I saw it. Must have seen it at least 4 or 5 times in the theater over time when I was a kid.
Right.
And at the time, I liked Richard Dreyfuss's Hooper character the best because he was funny and this and that. Like Quint secondly. And then I thought at that time I thought Brody was just you know,
Right.
kind of like a weak, nerdy guy. Now I like the character of Brody very much. You get older, you have some personal issues, problems, and you have to deal with. That's what I love about Jaws 2. I hated Jaws 2 when I saw it. Saw it at a drive-in. I'm like, what a piece of garbage. It was like some kind of slasher film with a shark, just just knocking off a bunch of teenagers, and that was it. And but now when I watch it, I love watching Roy Scheider in it. I love watching his
Mm.
character go to hell and what he's
Hmm.
trying to do, losing his job, trying to convince people that we got another shark here and they won't listen to him and
Yeah.
all this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Robert Shaw. Yeah, I did finally get the Sting as well, and Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Yeah.
So I am going to watch the Sting soon. Last time I watched the Sting and Butch Cassidy, I kind of got the feeling that they were a little overrated myself, but I'm going to go back and check because Paul Newman's one of my favorite actors of all time. So
Well, I certainly
yeah.
love both those films. They're among
Mhm.
my favorites of all time, those two
Mhm.
films. I love the chemistry between Robert Redford and Paul Newman
Yeah,
and the director, George Roy Hill.
George Roy Hill.
And I am hoping that some theater is going to be smart enough because it's the 50th anniversary to put The Sting, and it was Best Picture, folks.
Mm-hmm.
It won Best Picture. The Sting in a theater again for the 50th. Also, The Exorcist around
Exorcist.
Halloween time. How
Yeah.
could that not be in a theater again for its
Mm-hmm.
50th? And American Graffiti. Also, all three of those were duking it out for Best Picture in 1973. And I want to see all of those on a big screen in 2023.
Hmm.
Okay, we got this here.
No, so yeah, and that's what I was talking about a little earlier. So I did get that from Henry.
Idea what it is.
Manuel. Yeah, that and its 25
No,
sequels.
no, it's
Uh,
not.
yeah.
I'm gonna leave it at that. But no, it's not.
No, but when you were 15, well, when I was 15 and sneaking up while the parents were sleeping and while turning on HBO, it sure the hell was.
I sure don't. I'm with you, Doc.
I do because I'm a DC guy. DC
No,
was my comic when I was teens and 20s.
Well, but don't forget, Doc is also a DC guy.
Okay.
I'm a Marvel guy, but still,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the comic books. It's like, in other words, I don't. The movies, I like Superman. I like Superman and Batman. Say as TV and movie characters. I just didn't like the comic books as much. I felt they were a lot more juvenile, at least the ones I was reading at the
Okay.
time. And Marvel was a little more geared for people with issues and real problems and stuff like that.
Mm.
I don't know. But I'm just tired of all those kinds of movies, folks. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Well, that's what's selling right now, unfortunately. I mean, if
Yeah.
if if more of those, if more of those, or if any of those Marvel movies bombed at any point in time, I don't think if they had, like, except for the Hulk. I think the Hulk was the only two that really just didn't do well. Um, but yeah, I mean, they're just knocking it out of the park. Live and Let Die, 50th. There you go. Yeah.
All right. Okay, here we go. What's this one? Oh, he's asking Henry.
Uh,
Okay, I think. All right.
Yeah, but Doc, the guy that's now running the DC universe, he directed the three Guardians of the Galaxy films, and a lot of people love those films. So I think I think that DC is in good hands, and we'll see. We'll see.
I sure do.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing the cover of it.
Yeah, I enjoy that movie. And it said, what does that say? Hiss it. Don't say it.
Yeah.
You gotta like hiss it when you say it. Yeah, that's a good '70s,
Hmm.
cheesy movie of that type.
Hmm.
Strother Martin.
yeah, there was another snake film too around the same time. I'm trying to think what it was called.
Uh,
The,
you got
the, the
me.
snake had a name. It
Yeah,
was just one name, and I can't think of what name it was.
yeah.
But
But
there was
Doctor,
two, and I get them
yeah,
confused. That's why
yeah. Yeah, but
I can't.
the one with Ed Norton, that's I mean that is considered
Yeah.
part of the Marvel universe. And it's in the like the box set. If you get like a box set of the first wave of Marvel films, I mean that movie is in it. But yeah, I understand that it was produced by a different studio. Yes, did you see the new Batman film last year, Joe?
No, I didn't.
No, I really enjoyed it.
I've had it with Batman. Like I said, I just had it. I was excited when they did. Tim Burton did the film. It was going to be dark. It was going to be a
Right.
little gloomy, serious, more serious, and I was into that one. And I watched what was the you just got it on
Oh,
Blu-ray, the
Batman
second
Returns. Batman
Batman
Returns.
Returns
That was
with the
goofy though.
Penguin, and then the
Yeah.
one with Catwoman. Which Catwoman was in that one too, right? Michelle
Yeah.
Pfeiffer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it just got downhill. And then I saw Batman Begins when it came out, and I just thought he went like this a little bit too
Hmm.
much. Although, of course, I think even Keaton did a little of that stuff when he did it. I'm Batman,
I'm
all this
Batman.
kind of stuff. And I'm like, it's mostly the Joker that sells that for me, really. Anyway, but Nicholson in that one. But I just had enough. If I was like 16, 17, I'd probably be like, oh yeah, bring it on. I didn't.
Yeah.
They keep rebooting, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have any interest. Stanley is the other Snake movie I was trying to
Oh
mention.
yeah, yeah. And I didn't know it. Yeah, and you mentioned it. It's not Stanley the Snake.
Yeah, Stanley.
Oh yeah. You got two rat movies. You got to have two snake movies.
Yeah, don't forget Snakes on a Plane.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I said, I mean, I just watched Returns maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, well, of course, it's all about money. That's what they do. When something makes
Well,
money, they put
yeah.
it out until it stops making money.
Yeah, just like
Well, yeah,
recording studios, when a artist has a big album, they want the next album to be just like that album, so they can keep making more money.
Ollie Perry, you took the words right out of my mouth, or the words right out of my keyboard. That's how I feel about it. And I'm sure if I was younger, a different generation, I might think that's amazing. And, in all fairness, I try to be fair with some of these things. They couldn't do a lot of this stuff as convincingly without the CGI,
Right.
back then. It was abominable, horrible, made for TV Spider-Man, the Spider-Man movie,
Uh,
especially made for TV. He goes like that with his you know web shooters, and then they cut to
right.
somebody throws like a net on somebody, and the net is supposed to be came
Right.
out of him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They show you like him, a shot of him, and then his point of view of the net coming
Right.
out, and it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, having Toby Maguire or whoever now, swinging around the city in CGI, I'm with that. I could see it. What I didn't like, and I always say this, is when I saw that Toby Maguire, the first Spider-Man movie there, the newer one, I
Right.
didn't like when I was right with him swinging around the city, CG. It was a good effect. He actually had some street fighting scene, I think, where they used CG for that.
Hmm.
I saw Charlie's Angels movies with those chicks and whoever they were. I forget them now, their names, Lucy Liu and all those ladies. And I saw that too. They were flipping around. It was like a cartoon. Get stunt people. I don't want to see that kind of thing.
this is what got me into Hong Kong film is they
Uh,
didn't have that technology when they started doing all that stuff. So
Hmm.
they did it for real, and that's why I liked it. Who cares if it's a stunt person? Somebody's doing it.
Hong
That's
Kong. Ooh-wee.
what I think.
Well, here's the deal. Listen, Scorsese, I think is arguably the greatest director of the last 50 years. Okay, I mean, I guess if you can say someone has a right to say something like that, then maybe it is him. But you know what? If he's saying it because of all the special effects and recording on digital and not really on film, then maybe he's got a point. But then his last movie, or yeah, The Irishman, had the de aging effect on it. So I mean, is he being what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think
I
of the
don't know.
word on what I'm thinking of, but still, I mean, if he's using the same techniques as these recent directors for these Marvel movies are, then maybe he shouldn't be making that kind of a comment. But listen, it is what it is. If you think it's cinema, then great. If he doesn't, then fine. Just enjoy the movie. If you enjoy the movie, that's all that really matters.
Anybody else see the '66 Batman movie?
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
got it
it's my
over
favorite
here.
Batman movie.
Yeah. I have fun with it, but to me, if you like the TV series, you like that. It's fun,
Mm,
and there's a lot of funny things.
Yeah.
But I like see again when I was a kid, I was a serious kid, like in a way. I didn't really get the tongue in cheek. I thought it was. I came to a point where I thought it's so stupid, which it is. The
right.
Batman,
It's
the '60s Batman, but it's supposed to be stupid. When
yeah,
he
it's
picks out
supposed to be.
shark repellent out of his a can of
Right.
shark repellent.
Oh, that's one of the
Running
best
around with the
parts.
bomb.
And
Running
Yeah,
around with the bomb.
he's hitting
yeah,
the
running out
shark
the
with
bomb.
his fist. He's punching the shark.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
That's
now,
great.
like you said, I love that now because now I get it. I didn't like the Ruddles either, the Beatles
Mm.
spoof when I was 16. I thought, yeah, how
Oh,
dare you make fun of the Beatles? Nah, it's great. It's funny. It's
right.
satire, but at
But
the time I didn't appreciate it.
Mm.
You
but
know,
I will say the 1966 Batman film has the worst Catwoman, and that's its one downfall for me.
she's so
Of
hot
the
though. I
three
think the Lee
Catwomen,
Merriweather.
that's the worst one.
Mhm.
I like Lee Merriweather. Yeah, she probably is the weakest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have not seen that film.
Nor have I.
Mm. Oh, the word I was thinking of, hypocrite. If he's saying that he doesn't like, those Marvel films because of all the technology and whatnot, then he's, in The Irishman, he's using the aging technology in his film. I mean, is that being hypocritical in a way because you're using all these special effects in your film? And,
Yeah, I have no idea why he doesn't like. It's not the special effects for me, although I'm not a special effects guy. For
right.
me, it's just I don't want to watch comic book characters. I have no interest in it. Um, but like I'll watch a film like Sin City, which is all special effects, and I think that's
Right.
Yeah, I
great.
saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not the special effects for me. It's the subject matter.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm like just looking. There's a lot of good comments, but I'm looking for. Oh, well, I don't think that's what he's talking about. Or are you including the new one?
You talking about the Holly Berry one?
Oh yeah, I'm talking about of the three original series
Oh, yeah,
Catwomen.
in the
She was
'60s.
the worst. I'm talking Julie Newmar, Eartha Kitt, and God, I forgot her name. Lee Merriweather.
Lee
Lee
Merriweather.
Merriweather was the worst. That's what I'm talking about. Yes,
I
but
have
no, I
seen
haven't seen that.
I've
Not
seen
interested.
the Batman and Superman serials, but not in ages. So I don't. I remember one of them. I don't know if it was the Kirk Allen one or something. They talk about bad effects. I mean, in 1940, they had a cartoon.
Yeah, I-
When Superman would fly, it would be a cartoon, a literal
yeah.
cartoon. You know,
I like that. I think that's okay.
but
Again,
I
it's like
love,
Spider-Man turning digital of its day. That's what it was.
yeah,
It's
because I
fine.
didn't like it then,
But
even
I,
then.
I the thing I don't like about and both Batman share this is they just drive Bruce Wayne's car around, but nobody knew who Batman was. Why didn't they just call up the DNV, give the license plate number, and ask whose car this is? I don't. I'm like,
Yeah, I know.
wait a
If
minute.
you think, see, but that's what you can do a whole show on that because when you think too much, it's ruined. That happens with a lot of those things. Like I love Escape from the Planet of the Apes. I know people that won't watch it because there's no way the apes could have figured out how to fly a spaceship.
I'll be right
And
back.
it's like,
And the
come on.
bullets, those damn bullets.
Yeah,
I'll be right back.
but I have both the Batman and Superman serials on DVD and haven't watched them. And also, I have supposed to be a very good series, The Adventures of Captain Marvel serial, which is very good from that era. I think Tom has an emergency there.
Yeah,
See,
I've watched the two Batmans and the Superman, and I think I like the Superman best of the three. If I'm remembering it right, it's been a while.
I've never seen Black Sunday, and I really should because that's another disaster film from the '70s, really, right? And I
I
like Robert Shaw. I mean, I like Robert Shaw in
Yeah.
a lot. I love him in. I mean, I can go a lot of things in Jaws, Taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3, in From Russia with
Sting.
Love,
The
The Sting,
Sting.
of course, and but I've never seen Black Sunday, so maybe I
Oh,
should.
that's not a bad film. Yeah, actually, I did have the Paramount DVD, and I know an Australian Blu-ray distributor called Imprint just released it. But the shipping on that is those films are $30 to ship from Australia. Just crazy.
Well, sometimes Amazon has imprint. Amazon or deep discount
Yeah, that's
gets
true.
some imprint titles. They don't
Right.
get them all, but they get some.
Isn't this the answer to this? Isn't the good, the bad, and the ugly? That's Italian, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good and bad and ugly. And then Once Upon a Time in the West. Those two, I think, usually fight it out for best
I
movie.
actually like Ducky Sucker.
Yeah, I've heard you say that
I
which
like
before.
which
Blind
not
Man.
enough people know about.
Yeah, Blind Man. Yeah, that did get released. I remember they did do a 3 pack or a 4 pack actually. Yeah, it was the Eastwood trilogy and then Ducky Sunker.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
have the Eastwood trilogy on Blu-ray. I bought it cheap somewhere for like five
Mm.
bucks or something new.
I don't know if Robert Shaw was from Liverpool. Was he?
Look it up real quick.
I don't know where it was from.
I'll look it up.
Was he of Irish?
Okay. It looks, yeah. That's what I would have guessed.
Yeah, even Ringo's Blind Man. If you haven't seen Blind Man's actually a good film. Um, See the
Lanc-
uncut version
yeah,
though.
Lancashire, England.
Okay.
Robert Shaw.
Wonder how many holes were in Blackburn, Lancashire.
Yeah.
Speaking of Superman, actually, there's that movie that I've never seen, Hollywoodland, about
There you
George
go.
Reeves,
Yeah.
and
I've
his
seen it.
murder
Yeah.
or suicide. Not very good.
Kino Lorber,
It's not
Kino,
great.
yeah, Kino has it
It's okay.
on Blu-ray. But I mean, I think it's just good for because those the scenes with Ben Affleck. I mean, I think those are just flashback scenes in the movie, if I remember correctly. But yeah, it's just okay.
Well, the
Like the
thing was,
Yeah, it's just okay. It's not
they,
great.
they had a DVD of it at my store for $1,
mm,
and I was gonna watch it, but then I noticed it said full screen edition,
yeah.
and I don't want to
Yeah.
watch it. I'm assuming that
Well, I don't
obviously it had to be 185.
Mm,
I don't buy full screen editions ever.
So
Mm.
so I skipped it even
Unless
for a
that's the
buck.
only way it came out.
yeah.
I mean,
Jeff,
if
I
it was
did.
originally full screen, obviously, but
Yeah, right. I did see what on Tubi TV, and I think that was an Italian. I think it was maybe shot in Italy, if I remember correctly. But yeah, it's just one of a sex comedy. I mean, it's just I don't take that film seriously in his catalog,
no.
but it's
I've
okay.
actually seen what. I've
Yeah,
actually seen what. Yeah, and it was an interesting, weird sex
yeah,
comedy.
yeah.
I'll tell you a movie. I just thought of it. It was on Turner Classic Movies the other night, and I had it on and I watched it. I wasn't religiously watching it, so I don't believe it always counts. It doesn't count really. You have to like really watch a film, I think, and focus on the film. But this kind of film, not necessarily. I was kind of like doing different things. I was sitting on the couch, but I was on the phone a lot. Look it up. It was the Dudley Moore movie, Bedazzled, and I'd heard a lot of like great things about it. I didn't. I like Dudley Moore. He's
Right.
funny and everything, but I didn't think much of it. I loved Raquel Welch and her
Oh
scene,
yeah.
and Eleanor Braun is in there. I think she looked pretty damn good in that movie. I think she looked even better than in Help,
Mm-hmm.
and so anyway, this is guy talk, So,
Mm-hmm.
but As far as Wonderwall, I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's interesting. Um,
Yeah.
the funny thing about
I've never
Wonderwall
seen it.
is the music that's in the movie is different than the music that's on the soundtrack, and that's all George Harrison. So, but yeah,
Well, a lot of times they're rushing the movie out and then they
mhm.
record the soundtrack properly later.
Right.
Um, and Doc, I love Terrence Hill.
Mm. Network is an amazing film, in my opinion. I need to watch that again soon, actually.
Another film never seen
Yeah.
by me. Russ likes Bedazzled. Thought it was clever.
Actually, I'm gonna pull it out and I'm gonna watch it soon. I'm gonna put it on my list,
He
and
had it right there at his fingertips.
there you
By the way,
go.
when you're talking about Edward Norton, I go out of my way to call him Ed Norton.
Ed
I
Norton.
call him Ed Norton. He wants to be Edward to, to differentiate me
Right.
from Ed. Don't call me Ed Norton. They think about Art Carney. Well, to me, you're always going to be Ed Norton.
Ed Norton can't do big movies. I mean, he's just too intense of an actor. Directors, sometimes don't like working with him because he's always got different ideas um, than what is written on the page. He's a writer as well, so he kind of likes to get in there and write his own stuff.
This is the truth. Bob Crane was quite the pervert.
Yeah, that movie by Paul Schrader. I'm forgetting the name. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I've never seen the movie.
Autofocus.
Autofocus. Thank you. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I don't think Bob Crane was that bad of a guy. He wasn't nearly as bad as his buddy. That's what I
Hmm.
think.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was the what's his name now? Willem Dafoe character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, when you say nicely stated, what are we talking about? See, nicely stated, Joe. Unless you're talking about the what I said about Bob Crane. Uh, hmm. Oh, soon at the hour mark.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. Oh yeah, Jeff. I mean, that's if you're a movie fan, you should be able to say that you've seen MASH.
Well, I
And-
can say, lucky
yeah.
then, I guess I'm a movie fan because I can say it. And I like it better than the TV show. Sorry. I know a lot of
Yeah.
people love the TV show, but
I mean, yeah. If we're talking about must see films, I think MASH is one of those films. Hmm.
uh,
Yeah, I need to see the movie again.
yeah, this is the idea, Henry. Yeah, the idea is to keep the chat up. Yeah, that's the idea of this one.
But it's I will say it's just a movie though, and they change everything in
Mm,
movies. So I wouldn't necessarily take everything you see in a movie as
yeah.
gospel, and too many people do.
Hmm. Well, after we got done watching all of Cheers, I think we watched all of Cheers on Netflix, and then we watched like the first couple episodes of Frasier, and we just didn't
Two
get into it.
episodes?
Yeah.
No, no, no.
Well, we'll
Yeah,
get back
I
into
actually
it.
think Frasier's better than Cheers.
Yeah. Really?
Although if
Yes,
you really hate, if I was to really
yes.
hate something after two
Yeah.
episodes, why would I watch another
Yeah.
one?
Although to answer the first question, my favorite sitcom, I consider The Office my favorite sitcom.
Yeah, I can't believe that, Doc. I'm so surprised. I was wondering a lot of times that would All in the Family ever make it back on TV or anything? Would they ever show it anymore? And apparently they are because today everybody's ultra sensitive. So even though they had a lot of controversial stuff in it, I'm surprised they're going to be showing it.
They're probably just picking out select episodes, though. I
Oh
guarantee
yeah,
there are episodes of that show that will never air.
yeah. Well, what they do in my house, I got them
Well, I'm
all
not
all
saying
on.
they're not available. I'm saying they won't air
I know what you're
on.
saying. I know I'm being funny. That's all. Trying to be funny. Maybe I'm not.
Mm.
Here's your beer, Archie. All right, let's leave it there.
Patton's good. I don't know if I consider Patton to be great. I mean, George C. Scott is great. Carl Malden's great, but the film itself, I think it drags in some. It drags.
See,
I've never seen it.
me
I
Yeah.
neither.
have it.
Well,
I
Yeah.
think isn't it close to like 3 hours, which is
Yes.
probably why
Yeah.
I've never watched it.
Yeah. And
no, bad thinking. Bad thinking.
George C. Scott has a opening, a 20-minute opening dialogue. The
Yeah, I've seen
open
that. I've
film.
seen that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
see
Yeah.
the thing with something like that for me, I think I've said this before, is that I just the subject like this. It's just not. I hate stuff like that. War and I mean, some of them. eh, it doesn't interest me. But I like George C. Scott. So do I see it just because of him? And he won. He won the Oscar
if
and everything.
if like I was in the '90s, I was all about the Oscars. I threw Oscar parties, all that stuff. All I cared about was watching Oscar caliber movies. Now, if you're somebody that wants to see every Oscar winner for Best Picture, then I say watch it. But I just don't think I don't think it holds up as
Well,
other great Oscar film winners do.
a lot of times I'll see a movie if it's an actor or an actress I really love or like a lot.
Mm,
I'll see it for that reason. It doesn't matter what the subject is. But like even with Charlton Heston, I haven't seen Midway. I haven't seen a what's another? I mention this all the time. Oh boy, the Peck and Paw one. Major Dundee. I, these things just don't interest me. But I might see because of him. So.
mm.
Oh, God, that's great. You tried Soylent Green and Westworld. I love both. Do you recommend
Excellent.
Westworld sequels to TV series? Well, here's the thing. First, I'll start with the sequel, Future World. I think, in my opinion, Future World is worth a watch. So it's harmless. It's okay, but it's not nothing like Westworld, as good as Westworld. And remember this: Yul Brynner's cameo is the worst excuse for a cameo I've ever seen. It is terrible cameo scene. That what they used to try to get the robot from Westworld in there, Yul Brynner, is pathetic as far as I'm concerned. As far as there was a show called Beyond Westworld. It lasted one episode, I think,
Hmm.
or two episodes, something like that. That I don't remember anything about. And then there's the new Westworld HBO series. I watched the first episode, uh, and I just was like devastated. Like, what the bleep is this?
Right.
What is going on in this thing? Makes no sense. It was absolutely all out of sequence. I don't mind out of sequence and things shut. Things like Tarantino does that in Pulp Fiction and Kill Bill. But you know what's going on still. You know what the
Right.
hell was going on. And then even fans of the series, Westworld, the HBO series, was really big. And then even I was reading comments from fans saying they gave up. They couldn't take it all. It was too complex,
Mhm.
not complex. It's the word I'm looking for. Convoluted. It just doesn't make sense. And is convoluted the right word? I don't even know. But it was all. It was. It didn't make sense. Even they gave up on it. And then people had videos up how to watch Westworld HBO series. Explain it all to you. What's going on? And they had to explain it to everybody. And then I saw comments. I'm still confused. I'm
Hmm.
like, you know what? I don't need that. I don't like being confused when I'm watching. So as long as it brings you back at the end, oh, that's what happened. That's what's going on. That's why.
Right. Henry's got a question up a little more
Up.
regarding
This one is this the one?
Malcolm. Yeah, regarding Malcolm McDowell. Why he didn't become a bigger actor after, um, an A-list actor after A Clockwork Orange? Well, I mean, one, because Clockwork Orange was con, why can't I
You
say it?
can't get the word now.
Now I
I
can't
know
get
what
the word
we both know what it is. I can't
right.
even think what it is. Controversial.
Controversial film. Okay.
Yes.
Jeez.
Plus, he did a lot of British films that just didn't do anything over here. I mean,
Yeah.
he had his moment in the late '70s and early '80s. Caligula did not help his career any
No, he kept
with
he kept
with
starring in X-rated
yeah.
films. I mean, Caligula
Cat
is X-rated, and so was A Clockwork Orange got an X
right
rating in
got an X
America.
rating. Yeah,
And you're not going to be a star in an X-rated film.
yeah.
Period.
Time After Time was a good movie, but I don't remember connecting with big time here. Cat People, I have it, but I don't think it's a great film. So
The 1942 one is better.
right, he had some. I thought say he had some good stuff. If was really good. I thought Oh Lucky Man was really good. There's a movie called Raging Moon. That's not bad. From Malcolm McDowell, but yeah. Other than that, yeah, I think he's a terrific actor, but I don't think you know, I don't think he is a household name. Like other British actors.
Um, I've heard nothing but good things about Breaking Bad.
Yeah, Henry, it's Raging Moon. It was the name of the film. If you're thinking if that's what you know, or if it's if, and then Clockwork Orange, and then Raging Moon were all around the same time.
I have not seen Alaska yet. My goal is to see every movie with Heston. I've seen most of them, I'm sure, but there's certain ones that, like I said, I just even El Cid, which is supposed to be uh, a classic with Sophia Loren's one of his best. It just, again, it just doesn't. The, I don't know. The subject doesn't thrill me, and there's all other films too. 55 Days at Peking
Hmm.
and all this kind of stuff, and I'm like, I'll get to them, but because I like the actor, so.
Yeah, yeah.
What's interesting, if I could say again, a lot of criticism about Charlton Heston. I'm not talking about politics. I'm talking about the politics. I don't care people's politics. Whatever they are into, I just care about the movies. But I was talking about watching 2 Minute Warning and Gray Lady Down and yeah, also Earthquake, and Easy
Hmm.
just kind of plays more or less every man or whatever, and also Airport 75, and yet even my girlfriend thought. A lot of people say, "Oh, he's not much of an actor because he's basically Charlton Heston all the time and everything." But even in these movies where he plays basically just a regular guy, Earthquake, he plays an architect, and let's see, and he plays a pilot in Airport 1975, and so on and so on. He still manages to give them. I was feeling like I was watching a different character every time. Is my point. I didn't feel like, oh, it's the same guy. He was able to give them different personalities.
Yeah.
Complicated. Westworld is very complicated. The HBO series. All right, where are we at? I missed something. Let's go to the bottom here. This one here.
Not yet. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it on Blu-ray here soon. But I've heard really good things about it. I know it's up for many nominations at the Oscars, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. Yeah, I think it's if. I think I talked about that already with Henry. I've cried for four movies in my lifetime. I think I cried at ET when I saw it in the theater. I cried the first time I saw It's a Wonderful Life. I cried during The World According to Garp, and I cried during Terms of Endearment.
Wow.
I cry constantly at movies.
Yeah.
I'll cry at the end of a kung fu movie if it has a happy ending. I cry.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a movie crier. I get involved and I
Uh,
cry, and it doesn't matter.
I'm the same way. I got no problem with it. I cry. But ask me to remember the movies, and I can't think of them. I
I,
mean,
I I still cry when I at the end of It's a Wonderful Life, and I've seen it, a
mm,
100 times.
yeah, that's true. I cry. I've cried at the end of Ben Hur, which is like, t- you know,
mm,
to me the best movie I've seen, and the end of the last scene of that movie very powerful. Well, there's a lot of crying besides that scene, but the end is really strong to me.
yeah.
But there are other ones too. I just can't think of them. But other movies. Let's see. Uh,
Um, I don't know if I put John Wayne in an outstanding actor category. Or you know what I mean, in that group. I mean, I like him. He's done a lot of really good films, but I don't know if I would consider him an outstanding actor.
Well, yeah, I know what you're saying, but I would agree. But I think maybe in the sense of being kind of larger than life kind of thing, like
Right.
not so much a
I
great technical actor.
I'd put him in there. He played actually more kinds of roles than people
Oh
think he did,
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
and
Good point.
he was a fairly good actor. Better than people think he was.
Well, then he's not. If
So
you're
I
saying
would
he's a
put him in.
fairly good, then he's not outstanding.
Yeah, About Schmidt is one of those movies that I liked. I remember liking it, and
Mm.
I did get it on DVD. I saw it on cable, took a chance on it because I like Nicholson, really liked it, and I remember being emotional about it. But I only saw it once, and I have it on DVD and haven't seen it since.
I've
I just
never
want to
seen it.
say right now, and I'm probably going to kick myself in the ass for this, but I just want to say how proud I am of all of you watching for not bringing up anything to do with a particular band and its members in their solo catalog. So I applaud all of
Well,
you.
now they will.
I
Yeah, now
applaud
they will.
all of you for not
You
bringing
just
up
open the
those
Yeah, you
gate.
know,
those five
the
camps.
the end of the end of Godzilla, the original Godzilla, is kind of sad in a way, even though he's a monster. The way they kill him. And there was one of the movies, I think it was Godzilla versus Destroyer in '95, that
Mhm.
they kill off Godzilla once and for like they really kill him, like he's gonna die. And it's sad because through the whole movie he's on meltdown. It's something's inside of him and he's melting. He's having a meltdown, physical meltdown. He's gonna wind up just dying by the end of the movie, and everybody feels sad for it actually.
Yeah.
But
Ali, John Wayne had star quality, absolutely, but that doesn't make you a great actor. I mean, Rock Hudson had star quality. I don't consider him one of the all-time great actors.
yeah, that's why I don't know. I don't remember the way the question was phrased, but an actor of the century, larger than life. Man,
I would include him, but that's just me.
Okay.
Anthony, this is Anthony. I still think you should
Anthony,
change your name to Anthony. But anyway, Anthony something. Earthquake was great in the theater. Surround sound. Yeah, I didn't see it in the theater. You know. Yeah, I remember that they told you to turn up your TV. Well, it looked like they probably were going for the same thing on the Blu-ray, but whatever it was just look. Someday when I have my not a house that I can live in, I won't buy it. But when I'm in a house that I can live in and there's nobody around, and then I can crank it up. You know, if I live that long, and you know on an actual stereo, whatever you call it, stereo home theater kind of a set,
yeah.
and then maybe I'll be able to hear it better. But they still have a thing. I still don't like when you can't hear the talking. That's why I like 2.0. I
Mm,
But
I don't need 5 point this and that. I like what
but
says mono or
wasn't
2.0.
there wasn't that on your Blu-ray. Most Blu-rays have a thing where
It
you
didn't
can
have
go
anything, and then that's why I don't know if you caught earlier.
2.0 or
No, it didn't, and that's why earlier I was talking about the earthquake one. I looked at it, and they said that there's one of these that came out that was a special edition, anniversary
mhm.
edition or something. Something like that, which I do not have. This is a real cheapie. Like it was probably under $10 or something when I ordered it, and it doesn't have that feature, unfortunately. Just 5.1. You know, maybe if you have the right setup, it would sound proper. You
Well,
know.
if you have 5.1, it isolates the dialogue would be in your front channel, so you would hear it better. But
mm.
you know,
Sorry about that, Doc.
Oh, yeah, I didn't mention Towering Inferno because, and it's nothing to do with the actors. All the actors are excellent, you know. Well, they're in the Towering Inferno. But I remember I was on a kick once before, and I watched that, and then didn't see it in the theater. I watched it on a DVD, and I just didn't like it as much. I don't know why.
it, it has made for television movie written all over it for me. I know it's not a made for television movie, but that just the cast and the way it looks like a made for television movie to me.
Oh boy.
It's
Best
interesting
Tom
because
Hanks
because
film.
you know what I like best by Tom. I haven't seen everything by Tom Hanks, but what I like Splash
I knew you were going to say
and I
Splash.
like Big.
Yeah.
I like those two the comedies. But as a serious actor, but I didn't see Philadelphia. He's in Philadelphia, right?
Yeah, he's in Philadelphia.
Yeah,
There's one that's kind of gets lost in the shuffle with him, and that's The Road to Perdition, with Paul Newman's in that as well. I
I
think
still
that's
need
a
to see that.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
me
think you
too.
I
might like that.
finally own it. I've only owned it for like a month
Yeah.
because every copy I ever saw was full screen, and I'm like,
Hmm.
nope, nope,
Yeah.
nope, nope. And finally, I saw a
Right.
widescreen copy, and I'm
He's
like, okay,
yeah.
I'm buying this.
Yeah. I mean, you don't see. I mean, he's playing a total different character than what he would normally play.
Hmm.
That's why I liked it so much. Uh,
I thought I saw a lot of spoofs like of that type, which I have, but I didn't. I've never seen that one. I've seen other spoofs with
did he
Heston.
make a did he do a cameo in the Burton film?
Yes,
He did do a
yeah.
cameo.
He
Okay.
played the dying old ape,
Okay.
and see, I just but I hated that movie because I'm a
I
big Planet
know.
of the Apes guy. That's one of my all time favorite series of all time, the originals. And just to cover it, before people ask, I do actually like the new series. It's not bad. I enjoy it, but I hated the Burton film,
Hmm.
and I don't like. They did it with the Burton film. What I'm going to say, and they did it even in Rise of the Planet of the Apes, the new series. And that's when they gotta give the wink wink to the old fans and the old names. I cannot stand that because you got like the ape in the Burton film, played by Heston. He's laying there with the
Right.
ape makeup on, and he's dying. I don't remember what he said. He goes, "Oh," he's talking about something at the end of speaking about something. He goes, "Damn them, damn them all to
What the
hell."
hell?
It's like stop. It's
Uh,
it's so stupid, and they do that through
um,
the whole first. They do it. They're saying lines with everybody. Get your hands off me. Take your stinking hands off me. This kind of stuff they say in the first one. Just you don't have to do that. But most people, most Joe Sixpacks, yeah, I hate it. I hate when they do that, and they call people by the names of the characters, like out of the first films and everything, and once in a blue moon, yeah, I appreciate a tribute like that now and then, but they went overboard.
right. Um, FD Superstar, no, but this movie coming out this year, Killers of the Flower Moon with
I don't know what
Leo,
the question
directed
is.
by uh towards the end
Can't
there.
find it. See, the thing is, they're not gonna. I like to do this because
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to. When you watch a playback, I want to be able to see it.
Um, the this new movie with directed by Martin Scorsese with Leo and De Niro is kind of westernish because it takes place, I think, in the 1920s, but it's not like what you would consider your classic western style of a film.
I'm sorry, Anthony, but that's a bastardization of Godzilla. The only Godzilla for me now is the one, the original Japanese Gojira. That's before they added Raymond Burr in it.
It's a shame it took literally like 40 years for that film to finally come to America. We only
Hey,
ever had the Raymond Burr version until like the late 90s or early 2000s.
Hey, you sound like Archie Bunker there, Harold. Geez, John Wayne is the greatest actor who ever lived. And a hello in America there. The,
Well,
the, the Duke.
yeah.
The Duke. I'm trying to get everything in, but I want to. Depends how fast we can go.
What is a movie that is rated R that is borderline NC-17? Well, I mean, A Clockwork Orange, probably Last Tango in Paris would probably be borderline NC-17.
Well,
Um,
I mean, again, that was X when it came out, though.
right.
So
Yeah.
I mean, it's not now. Now,
Requiem for a Dream would probably be NC-17 if it was made today.
I
well,
go ahead.
Kill Bill got slapped with an NC-17,
Yeah.
so they had to do
Right.
cuts.
Right. Right.
So Kill Bill is one that the international print, and you'll see why.
Hmm. Yeah, I know why. I know why. The all that color, they made black and white in those bloody scenes, right? They left it in black and white.
Yeah, and the trunk scene at the end is
The
much
trunk
stronger.
scene, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not doing the 4K as of now, so no.
I like that you said as of now because I'm because I would say the same thing. I mean, I have no right now. I have no intention, but
Yeah.
I've known people to do that. I'm never going to compact disc. They went. I'm
Mhm.
never going to see see DVD. They went.
Right.
I'm never going to Blu-ray from DVD. They went, and so on and so on. And but 4K, I'm only going to do it unless I have to do it somehow. Unless I have no
And they're
choice.
not. I don't think they're going to force you. They would have done it by now.
Right.
They would have. I mean,
Absolutely.
Blu-ray players
Yeah.
didn't have to
Yeah.
play DVDs,
Right.
but they do. And 4K players don't have to play Blu-rays or DVDs, but they do.
Yeah, but
And so they're not forcing you.
there are movies that are coming out. Well, Tom's even said, right, you got to buy them that have now. It used to be, remember, DVD and Blu-ray together. They have a
Yeah.
copy. Now they have
Right.
4K and Blu-ray together.
Yeah.
Huh?
How long before it's going to be no Blu-ray with it?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
I mean, it just. I mean, who knows? Who knows? Um. It was okay. It was
You
good. I
know.
mean, that the guy that took over the ship, I thought he got nominated for best supporting actor. I'm forgetting his name, but he was good in that.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe I've been thinking about the Tom Hanks thing, and I'm thinking maybe Castaway is my
Mm,
favorite
mm,
Hanks performance.
yeah.
I really enjoy It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, but no
Yeah,
way
but
do I think it's the best comedy of all time.
yeah. I mean,
No,
it's comical in some places, but it's
yeah,
not. Your side is hurting
no,
because you're laughing your ass off like Airplane is, in my
no.
opinion.
I don't
Yeah.
laugh at
I like
anything that hard.
more sophisticated
Yeah.
comedy than that. But
But Doc reminds me that's something I already know. Yes, I realize, Doc, that when they do lines from other movies and they repeat them, it's kind of an inside joke for the fans when they do. I don't care. I hate it, Doc.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. I don't mean I'm literally sorry, but it's an expression. You know. Let me see. I'm trying to I know you're probably ahead of me, you guys, but I'm just. There's one without Raymond Burr. Uh, I still say the thing is going to be if I'm going to have to get a 4K TV. That's what I wonder what's going to happen.
Mm.
No, a Magical Mystery Tour in 4K. Come on. I even thought that Blu-ray was too much for. Honestly, I thought Blu-ray was too much for Magical Mystery Tour.
if they don't have the elements, then there's no point in doing
Right.
it.
Yeah.
I
Good
mean,
point.
I like watching Anne Margaret. I'll tell you that. I
Whew.
don't know about Anne
Yeah, I mean,
Margaret
if she's
movies,
on the screen, oh man.
but I don't. It's interesting. A lot of women. Oh, I wish I had my shirt. I bought a shirt that said "I love milfs." By the way,
Yeah.
I was going to surprise people. Well, there's a so
Carnal
we'll see.
Knowledge with Jack.
Oh yeah,
Oh my
Carnal
god.
Knowledge is a good movie.
Yeah.
kitten
Although it's
with a
hard to.
whip,
Yeah.
What is it?
kitten with a
Uh,
whip.
But it's interesting that a lot of women, I like them when they're older. I don't. And Margaret when she was like in Bye Bye Birdie. No,
No, no, no,
Oh no, but kitten with a whip is only a couple of years
no.
after Bye Bye Birdie, and
When
must be on the.
in the '70s, when she kind of filled out a little bit, if you know what I mean.
oh, I know
Oh
what you mean.
yeah, forget about it.
And by the way, if you forget about it, if you like and Margaret, Tom, you got to see if you haven't already. No matter what you think of this suggestion, you got to see Viva Las Vegas.
Yeah, well, I got her in Rio Bravo. That's fine for me.
No, does she dance like that, strutting her stuff, so to speak? No, I don't know.
Nah. She
Yeah,
was in she was in Tommy too, wasn't she?
Yeah, I
yes,
think so.
Tommy's mother.
Again,
Yeah, Garfunkel was in
Yeah,
Carnal
and he
Knowledge.
was. I mean, he was good. I thought, but I didn't buy him as a 40-something year old. At the end,
Yeah.
he was supposed to be he was supposed to be in their 40s and everything. Yeah, that's an interesting movie.
That
You know,
hasn't been released yet on Blu-ray, and that needs to get a needs a Blu-ray release.
you remember when in All in the Family? I'll do it because people like when I do Archie. I finally have something a line to say. When they say, "Well, you," they come back from seeing Carnal Knowledge, and they're like, they don't say the name of it. But that's the worst picture I ever seen, or something. You took me to see a dirty picture like that, or something. You mean to tell me there's really movies like that? Everybody, hey, how you doing? Wham bam into the sack. I had to watch the whole movie like this. Nobody was standing up. Archie, I thought it was a, I thought it was a film about a priest or something. Cardinal Knowledge, and he goes, Connolly, it's carnal knowledge. We got almost 90 minutes coming, and 5 minutes. Is everybody good with that?
I'm fine to keep going.
All right, we'll keep going then if you want.
So let's come
Whatever
on,
you
people. Let's
want.
get some more questions in.
Usually
Let's
Tom's like,
go.
"Oh, by the way, I got to make my video too."
Well, listen. Well, the wife is out of town for one more
Oh, get
night.
out of here! You
Seriously,
no,
serious.
I mean that's why you want to stay on. Usually you're like, "Oh, I got to." Same with me. I want to spend
No,
time
we're
with.
not. No, we're not doing our video till tomorrow.
Oh, Angie Dickinson. Now you're talking also. Oh boy, oh boy. I was thinking of getting the Policewoman TV series just because Angie Dickinson looking like a,
Ooh, they're
you know,
expensive now. I've got a
a
couple
milf.
volumes of those, and
Oh
look on
yeah, yeah,
eBay.
that's right.
They're not cheap.
Yeah, Angie Dixon. Yeah, thank you for that, Harold. Thank you. It was her that I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, obviously you know a lot
We'll
of
get
stuff. So
there, man.
you really, so, but you're serious about this. You really are going to try to do one.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna try.
Give you more stuff to do, right? In your
I,
plate.
I really don't have the time for it, but I'm gonna put forth the effort.
Yeah. Hey, gee, the Reverend Reverend Fletcher, whatever.
Hmm. Oh, Anthony saw Last Tango in Paris. Isn't that a little dirty for you, there, Anthony?
No,
See,
Archie saw it
oh,
when Archie saw Last Tango in Paris.
gotcha.
Ma-
I can see Anthony in at home watching that movie in the dark and kind of looking over his shoulder, making sure his wife's not coming.
Yeah.
Anne Margaret Joe Namath movie.
I haven't seen it. Don't know.
Ooh, that's in my things. I have a comes up on my screen as far as um and maybe I can find it. But I don't know what it's called, so it's not gonna be easy. Probably not gonna
What's
find
that?
it.
Do ratings even matter anymore? Blind was released on Netflix. No one's checking IDs. Well, I mean, it did get a small theatrical run, so that's why it got the NC-17. But I mean, I seen it. I mean, I watched it. I don't think it was. I don't know if it deserved an NC-17. They
Um,
probably could have. They probably could have cut a few seconds off here and there to avoid the NC-17. But yeah, ratings still matter.
yeah,
When you
the,
say film festival, what are we talking about? I don't
Oh,
think I've
we're
been to one.
talking. We're talking like what's the one that Robert Redford has? Sundance.
yeah. You're
Sundance.
talking like Sundance or
Sundance.
Oh
Quan
yeah, yeah. No,
or
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
I've never
exactly.
been to those. No.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no.
All right. Everybody have one of these or no?
Oh man.
Uh,
I mean,
I have an easy one.
yeah. I mean, go ahead. I mean, I.
Well, my favorite Bond movie is The Spy Who Loved Me because it's the first one I ever saw. I saw it in the movie theater with friends. I was 15. I saw it, I think, 5 times over a period of weeks.
Mhm.
And yeah, and I love the Jaws character with the steel teeth, Barbara
Right.
Bach. You
Oh.
know, uh, Yeah, I really thought it was great. I really loved Roger Moore at the time. I didn't know what all this buzz was about Sean Connery. Then I went back to watch the early ones. Oh yeah, yeah, Connery. Yeah, he's the man. And of course, Goldfinger. I like Doctor No. I like Goldfinger. So those are among my favorites there. Yeah, definitely. I think Spy Who Loved Me, Goldfinger.
Mm.
I I don't
Get
know.
rid of the.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Man with the Golden Gun, but but yeah, Goldfinger is fantastic. Thunderball, fantastic. Is that a Is that a what's it called? The
That's a newer
British.
movie. I Frankenstein.
Mm.
It's a newer one. I mean, newer. How new? For me,
Oh, that's not a
1990s are new. You know.
that's not a Hammer film then.
No, it's a it's a later movie.
Yeah, I don't know.
Might be the 90s or later.
Yeah.
I do like the Casino Royale with Daniel Craig, his debut. That's my favorite of the Craig movies. I mean, I could name ones I like forever. I like Golden Eye, first Brosnan one. Golden Eye. And
Yeah.
Moonraker. I like Moonraker. I love it. I know it's silly and all that, and I don't like Jaws having a girlfriend and all that stuff. But I like it as a comic book kind of movie.
Yeah,
It's
it's
those
too
damn
silly.
laser effects that make it silly. I mean the I don't mind the whole space battle thing, but it's those damn lasers that really just ruin it for me.
Oh, gee, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what. I don't think it fits a Bond movie very well. Call me crazy. The musical part does. Well, actually, it does. No, it does. I'm sorry. I'm
Nobody
thinking.
does it better. Nobody does it better. I think is
Yeah,
you
that's
know a
you know
perfect line for a James Bond film.
nobody does it. But I bought that 45
Mm.
as a kid in '77 and played it to death. So that's got to be my favorite. Again,
Mm.
Oh,
my favorite. I mean, best. I don't know.
you-
Is it,
you're not gonna believe it, but I think the best Bond theme. I know you think it would be the one everybody would think, but I think Goldfinger.
Mm.
I was going to name that too. Goldfinger's one of mine as well.
Goldfinger is just fantastic.
Oh, I thought you were
But
going
my
to say
second favorite is
Madonna.
Mr. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which they didn't use. But that's fantastic.
Not a View to a Kill, huh? Not a View. I mean, I like that song, View to a Kill. Thinking of the Madonna one, Die Another Day. Oh, it's
Die
terrible.
another
Yeah,
day.
no, no.
I like the what's the name? Adele. I like the Adele one,
Yeah,
Skyfall.
Skyfall.
Well, we still have to. We'll see about that. I don't think they would do that unless it's a different series or something. I know about the end and all that. Come on, man.
Oh man, you guys read too much into it.
What's there to read into? I didn't see it yet, but
Do I like Who Framed Roger Rabbit? When I was
never seen it.
15, yeah, or however old I was when it first came out. Yeah, I enjoyed it, but I haven't seen it since the early cable days.
Yeah, I haven't. I saw it in the theater and I haven't seen it since. And I thought it was okay. I
Mm.
actually enjoyed the cartoon that they showed first more than I enjoyed the movie.
No, Jeff. A lot of people have said what you're writing here, and I've
Mm.
never. I know. I mean, I was the same thing. I've never been. I always say the same thing. I've never been a Star Wars guy ever, but I can appreciate the first three right at these days.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
only recently watched the prequels, and I
I
thought
kind of,
they're better than I thought they'd be, but I didn't love them.
I kind of wish he would have never touched Star Wars again after the original three. But again, money talks.
Yep, too much
I
money.
I think they would use CGI. Remember, there was a time when they tried to stay away from that. I thought I had heard they're going to try to keep it more the Bond film more authentic, but then they did it a little bit of it in Die Another Day. That's the
Yeah.
water skiing beginning.
I
all this
think
stuff.
Henry, if I'm not mistaken, I think Lennon was being interviewed while watching Empire Strikes Back. There's
Yes,
actually footage
where's
of
that?
there's
I
it's
can't
on
find
you
that.
it's on YouTube
It's
at
not
the
a
very bottom.
comment.
The very
Uh,
bottom.
oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I
Actually
gotta
it
go over to
was
the top again.
yeah. Yeah. And it's actually it's on YouTube. You can find it there.
Yeah, I've seen it many times, but the thing is, I heard that they were mixing it,
Yeah, mixing it. There you go.
and now I heard something. There was something else somebody said on Facebook that they said was actually happening there. Yoko wanted The Empire Strikes Back for something, and I always heard it was just being mixed, not that it was because Yoko wanted to use it or something.
I I didn't like Star Wars because of that, because I didn't see the first movie, and I got dragged to see the second movie by a friend. And I had no
Oh.
idea what was going on, and that put me off Star Wars for like 30 years.
Hmm.
So
Oh,
I have
I'm
no idea what
I'm
this
gonna
is about.
watch Skyjacked with the other Chuck Heston. I'm doing all the Heston kick,
Hmm.
which is nothing new, but some of them I want to see Skyjacked.
Yeah, well, I'm probably going to watch a movie after we're done here. I just haven't figured out. Actually, you know what? I might watch Lilies of the Field, Oscar-winning performance from Sidney Poitier.
I'll be watching a film noir, and I know what it is, but I forgot.
Well, at least you know what it
I'm not
is.
going to go in the other room and look. I'm not going to go. It's a pre noir film. I know that it's a I think it's probably a James Cagney film from the mid to
Hmm.
late 30s, but I can't remember which one.
Platinum Blonde.
No, it's not
No, well,
Platinum Blonde.
that's gangster, anyways. So.
Yeah, but it's like it's one of those. It's
Yeah.
one of those sorts of
Okay.
things.
Well, guys, I'm going to pull the plug because it's 97 minutes right now. I just don't want it to go too long. The playback of these, I like people to watch an hour and a half tops when I can. So even though I'm having fun, let's save questions for next time.
Yeah. Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
because
All
I
right.
had fun as always. So thanks everybody for watching, and thank you Tom and Tim. I always get them mixed up. Tom, Tim, Tim, Tom. Thank you for
TNT,
being
baby.
here.
Awesome.
TNT. Go watch a movie, people. Go watch a movie.
Yeah.
And let yeah, go watch a
Absolutely.
movie. Go read a book, right, Tom?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
And don't stream it. Put a disc in a
Right.
player and watch a
Thank
movie.
you.
and
Perfect.
listen to an album. Oh boy,
Yeah.
there's so much. You still have time left over afterwards. So don't forget, folks. I'm going to be unveiling like it's a big event. I'm going to, probably on Monday. I'm going to unveil the new name for this channel that I like. And when I do it, I know sometimes you build things up too much, and then it's not what people think. No big deal. But let me know what you honestly think of the new name that I'm going to use come Monday or whenever. All right. So thanks everybody. Appreciate it. Talk soon.
Give us a thumbs up, people.